Hey everybody, welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your destination for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and in this video we have another special treat for you, another special interview with a mandolin master. This time, today, we are going to be talking to Neal Doss. Neal runs one of my favorite mandolin channels on YouTube called Comandolin. He does some great lessons over there on basic mandolin techniques and songs and so many things. Check it out, Comandolin. I've put the link down below. So Neal and I are going to get together today and we're going to talk about learning a metal song on the mandolin. That's right. Well, I guess you can call it metal, at least early heavy metal. This was an Ozzy Osbourne song called Crazy Train from the early 1980s, featuring the late Randy Rhodes on guitar. Well, Neal's going to show us how to play this song on the mandolin. It sure is fun, and I hope you'll stick around for that lesson coming up. Just a bit of a disclaimer, though. We did have a few audio issues on our interview, so please bear with that. We did the interview by Zoom. I'm here in Japan. He's over in the U.S., so of course Zoom is not the clearest thing to do an interview on, but I think it worked, and it's a really fun interview, so I hope you'll stick around and bear with some of the audio issues that we had. Before we get into that, let's talk a little bit of business briefly. If you're new to the channel, thanks very much for checking us out, but don't forget, please hit that little like button and the subscriber button down there below. Also, if you're a returning visitor, thanks very much for your continued support of this channel. And again, please hit the like button if you can down below, and check out our Patreon and Amazon links down below as well. Now let's take a look at Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train, featuring an exclusive interview with Neal Doss of Comandolin, right here on RPM.
It starts out in F sharp minor. Technically, the verses kind of go to A major, which of course it's the same notes, but different feel. But so here we'll just get into it. Starts out an F sharp minor chord, high E string 2nd fret, D string 4th fret, and the top G string 6th fret. All that. So F sharp minor, A major, just your on the 2nd fret, and the pinky on the high E, and then E major, just 4th fret of the top 2 strings and 2nd fret. So F sharp, A, E, F sharp. Okay. And then after that, it's D, open D, E, F sharp.
Okay.
So you go through those. D, E, F sharp. Which is really, that little progression is kind of the heart of the song.
Okay.
And then it goes into, of course, it's got the famous little the lick. Whoops, sorry. Which is, check it out. You take pretty much your middle finger and bar the middle 2 strings on the 4th fret, and okay, and then the 4th right here. And then adding on the 5th fret on the A string, and taking it back off.
Okay.
Right. And now down here, A string 2nd fret, 2nd open to the 6th fret on the D, and back to the open. And then again, and then do it again. It just goes 2nd, open, 6, and then down to the 2nd fret, to that E note there.
Okay. Like that?
So you combine that.
And you can get going really fast, right? Yeah. I like what you're doing there. Okay, That's cool. And I like the way that we're playing this up a little higher than normally on the guitar. And that's what, generally we do with when we're sort of transposing or taking mandolin or guitar songs and playing them on the mando, right? We're finding new places to play them, basically.
And you pretty much have to, because you don't have that low register. And there's a lot of times, like in the chorus, when he's doing these little runs on the bass notes that we just don't have. So they got to come up an octave just to appear on the screen here, as it were.
Right. Okay. So, so it's so like that.
That's it.
Whoops. The last time you go down to that second fret, as you said, the E, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. I love that. That's it's like
And then after the 3 or 4 times, it's the D chord and the E chord.
Okay.
When you're coming off that.
All right.
When you're coming off that riff. So we've done all that.
So right after this, whoop, and then like
exactly.
You do that fast. That's cool. All right. Nice.
And then it goes into the very mandolin friendly, you would swear it was written for mandolin, the verse, which is just, it's A, or A before, same E, D, open D, and back to the A. So
how are you playing that E chord there? What are the notes?
It's the 4th fret on the top and the bottom strings, with the 2nd fret in the middle two. It's like the open D, but up. Just moved up.
Okay. And then you go to the D chord. Same thing. Move it up.
Well, the D is open, and then the E is up.
Okay. Like that? Yeah.
Let's see. So you got your A, because you got your pinky up here on that 5th fret, or the 5th fret of the high E.
Yeah.
Because you got to have that. The 4th fret of the high E is the top of note of that E chord.
Okay.
Because that's your melody, and then down to the D.
Okay. Cool.
And then back up. So we're just doing an A, E, D, A. Now, in reality, he does it 8 times because they're singing. But if I were just doing this solo playing, I would just do it 4 to carry the melody through here.
Okay.
And technically on the melody, he does on the 4th time through. I'll do it on the 4th time. In reality, the 8th time through, he does he like slides. It's the same chords from higher up. Then he gets to the part that's like a pre-chorus, F sharp major to D major, and the D major is 2nd fret on the high G, and then 4th fret on the D and 5th fret on the A. That D major there. Exactly. So F sharp minor into that, and of course he does harmonics and bends and neck and all that stuff that I'm not going to do. But
the mandolin.
Right. So goes to the D, and then goes back to the F sharp minor, and then that little run going into the chorus. So when you're coming off that D note, you just let go, open D string, 6 on the G, and 4th on the G, because we're walking down to the 2nd as we're moving.
Okay.
Exactly. We're moving into the chorus here. So we're going to go. Then the chorus, in its simplest form, is just A, E, and F sharp minor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. have to really emphasize the the fifth string on the high E, and then the fourth string on the high E, because that's the melody, and then the second. But now here's one of those things. In real life, he's doing these little bass, he's actually doing like walking in between those notes.
Okay.
On the guitar, which generally when I'm doing it, I kind of lay off that, because I think holding the melody more on the high strings is more important. But I do like to work in, like I'll go from the A to the E, and I'll work in that little, just a little walk up on the D string, from second to the fourth to the sixth, and then into that F sharp minor chord. So that incorporates like one of the bass runs he's doing without really losing that top melody. Just kind of sneak that in there.
Okay, so that's on the D string, second, fourth, sixth. So
exactly.
Like that?
Exactly.
All right, that's cool. So that takes us, I guess, to the guitar solo, or we're pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to. I don't know if we want to attempt Randy Rhodes on the mandolin, but. I found, though, as you mentioned before, the F sharp minor and A are the same notes, right? So you could just put some kind of A lick in there, right? If you wanted to, something in
For
A
sure.
or F sharp minor that.
And in fact, what he does, as it's going along, he throws in, which is a little thing where he's just pulling off the 4-second open all the way down the neck. But if we did on the mandolin, because of the way it would step up, and you can't quite do it as fast, but it comes and goes so fast that you can just almost rip through it. So if it goes fast enough,
like that,
yeah, just what he does, fourth to second and open, and just on a couple strings, as fast as he can pull them off, just 4-second open.
Right. So here on the mandolin, we start from the 6th fret.
Yeah, on the mandolin, yeah, for us that would be a 6-5-3 and a 9-7-5 and a. Yeah, it's not quite as friendly if we were playing the exact notes he does.
No, that sounded pretty cool, though.
But,
you could throw those licks in, but yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Exactly. And if it goes fast enough and fits in the beat, it almost doesn't matter what the notes are. It's just rhythmically that it fits in there.
What else is there in the song after the guitar solo? Do we have anything else too?
It's just the same parts again. It does one more verse and one more chorus, and so that's all the parts of the song. It's just arranged as it goes.
And rhythmically.
Of course, minus the solo.
Right, and then I know right at the end they go kind of like the beginning with the F sharp, then
exactly
back to that.
It's exactly the same, exactly. Just as it's fading out.
Well, that was cool, Neal. Give us a little bit of background on yourself and your channel as well for my viewers here. How long have you been doing your Comandolin channel, and how long have you been playing mando? You mentioned you started on guitar, like me, right?
I started on guitar. I've been playing music my whole life. I got my first guitar Christmas Day, 1977.
Nice.
And started that there and picked up piano sometime in the early. I didn't touch a mandolin until I was 44 years old. And I was actually auditioning to be in a band, and they wanted to know what kind of guitars I had. So I took a picture of my guitars leaning on an amp, and my father-in-law had given me a mandolin like 20 years before that was just hanging on the wall in the background. And they saw this and they were very excited. And they were like, "Wow, you play mandolin?" And I just lied. I'm like, sure, mandolin, great. No clue how to play the mandolin. So I went right to YouTube, how to play mandolin. And I mean, right away. I mean, I don't know, something about it. You know, I know I just got all into the mandolin thing. Pretty soon the guitar kind of seemed, I don't know, passe is the word, but it was so cool to have something new and interesting. And, you know, after a lifetime of, you know, the guitar thing, everything was all different. The shapes are different. The scales are different.
Right.
And it was such a fun project. And so I had a music channel. I've been just kind of putzing around on YouTube for 10 years, just sitting here in the bed playing whatever a random thing had come across my mind. And it had gotten to the point where only the mandolin videos were getting much views or traction. And I don't know. So the whole thing just kind of leaned mandolin way. And I don't know. I had my Bugsy kind of moment in the shower where the name came to me. I'm like, Comandolin. And so I changed the name, and I don't know. I wanted to make it, I didn't know how to make it different because there's already, you know, your channel, there's so many good channels out there, and trying to think what I could do to look different or to stand out or something. And so I just tried to think of songs that hopefully nobody else was doing, or just oddball things. And I mean, I can't do it now, but, you know, I put that little effect in the post-production for the lighting in the room, but just trying to make it look different. Just started having fun. The channel just kind of became a project. And
well, that's one thing.
Next thing you know, a couple of years went by.
I really like that about your channel. It's got its own look, and it's low key and it's moody, and I like that. I think that's really cool. Like most channels have, like this one, I got a big light here, and they're pretty bright. Yours really does stand out for that reason, and I like that. I think it's really,
thanks.
Really makes you distinctive.
Thanks. I try to somehow how could I do it differently, rather than, you know, we're all just going to put a fretboard into a camera at the end of the day and talk about notes, but whatever else I could do around that, I guess.
And that is our interview with Neal Doss on Ozzy Osbourne's song Crazy Train. I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and I hope you enjoy playing that song. It's a lot of fun and works surprisingly well on the mandolin. My name is Mike DeJong. Thanks very much for tuning into RPM. Don't forget, hit that like button and the subscriber button on the way out, and maybe check out our Patreon and Amazon links down below. Thanks again. See you soon.